Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over parts of the central and southern high plains, as well as the southern plains and lower Mississippi Valley. There are also heat advisories over southern Texas. Closer to home, very warm afternoons will continue with some breeziness. Temperatures will climb even hotter next week. The Sacramento Mountains could see a stray shower or a thunderstorm or two. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. First of all, as you've heard, former President Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 charges of falsifying business records.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Okay, that was the Kryptonian Council finding General Zod guilty in the movie Superman from 1978, but I imagine the courtroom sounded a lot like that. Anyway, this makes Trump the first former president in American history to be convicted of a felony, but far from the first to commit one.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Now, we can discuss whether he had a fair shake all day long until the cows come home. The fact is, we don't really know because, well, we weren't there. The question becomes, how will this affect his polling? Being that he's viewed as a blue-collar billionaire, I don't see this influencing his base at all. Maybe giving it some strength, because his core sees themselves in his message. His critics, on the other hand, were convinced of his guilt prior to indictment. So again, I don't see this influencing his critics at all, maybe giving them some more strength. Preliminary poll data indicates the verdict will not have an impact on voters' perceptions in the 2024 election. So that will leave Middle America, in essence, to solely decide. The Republican Party of New Mexico released a statement. It reads, "Through a leftist prosecutor and judge with a political vendetta, the Biden administration and Democrats have dangerously weaponized the judiciary against their biggest political opponent to detract from the mess President Biden has made of our country." The Biden-Harris campaign released via the Democratic Party of New Mexico a statement which reads in part, "Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain. But the verdict does not change the fact that the American people face a simple reality. There is still only one way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office, at the ballot box. Convicted felon or not, Trump will be the Republican nominee for president." I reached out to various citizens in the area. Let's start with the Democratic Party of Otero County.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Come on, it's a joke. Amy Barella.
The decision furthers our need to prepare for the general election as a nation, meaning all citizens need to involve themselves in the election process. This covers cleaning of the voter rolls, watchers from start to end of the election, observers of mail-in ballots, counting of the ballots, and help getting the vote out. These national shenanigans will trickle down, and it's time for us citizens to step up and save our country.
Coy Griffin.
It's somewhat surprising, but not really, considering just how weaponized everything has gotten.
Josh Beasley.
This opens up a precedent for all the rest of us. Democrats and Republicans have been paying hush money to make things go away for years. So, this opens up the floodgates, especially for Michelle Lujan Grisham. Now we can take her to a kangaroo court and we can try her for her hush money payments.
We even heard from Casey Peterson of the Casey and Mike Show.
The Democrats are hunting for adjectives, and that is, rather than saying former President Donald Trump every time they mention his name, they want to be able to say convicted felon Donald Trump leading up to this election.
You may recall Casey and Mike from when they busted then Alamogordo Superintendent of Schools Ken Moore for pushing a CRT agenda. Now, we did reach out to other officials and political voices. They either declined or did not respond. And yes, folks, this does include Democrats. The Legacy of Liberty Air Show is happening tomorrow at Holloman Air Force Base, free admission for all. If you've ever watched the stunts these pilots perform and wondered just how they do that without getting sick or passing out, or maybe you have other questions, you now have an opportunity to ask.
We will have a special meet and greet with the Thunderbirds the day before the air show at Holloman Air Force Base. That's Saturday, June 1st, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Washington Park. And we'll have the band Hear No Evil. That is a local band from Alamogordo. Entry is free to that meet and greet.
Luke Haynes speaking with Crazy Radio. See the City of Alamogordo Facebook page for details. Well, today is Friday. That means we get a cat chat from Kitty City NM.
Hi, this is Kathy Denton with Kitty City, and welcome to this week's edition of Cat Chat. As the weeks go by, there will be more and more kittens reaching adoption age. In one of our litters, 4 tabbies are available now for adoption. They had their first distemper vaccination on May 4 and will receive their booster vaccination on June 1. These kittens are darling and are various shades of gray. They are domestic shorthairs. 3 of the kittens are female and 1 is male. One of the females is a polydactyl, also called a Hemingway cat. She has extra toes on all 4 feet. These kittens are 12 weeks old, ready to leave their foster home, and eager for their forever home. They will be at our next adoption event at the White Sands Mall tomorrow, Saturday, June 1, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Jewel and Jerry are 2 more gray female tabbies who are 12 weeks old and very ready to say bye-bye to their loving foster mom to see what exciting adventures await them in their forever home. These girls are long-haired, dark gray beauties. They look very much alike, but have different personalities. Jewel is an open, loving, and sweet kitten. While Jerry is also sweet, she tends to be a loner and stays to herself. These sisters have had their first distemper vaccination on May 10th. You can see Jewel and Jerry at the mall tomorrow. 2 domestic short-hair male tabbies named Ferrari and Cat Sajak are the only remaining kittens from a litter in another foster home. The 2 brothers and a sister already adopted. Now it is their turn. Cat Sajak is a handsome dark gray tabby with big, beautiful eyes. Ferrari is a light gray tabby with white feet. He has the cutest face with prominent black tabby markings and white eyeliner. These handsome brothers are 10 weeks old and had a December vaccination on May 12. They will also be available at our mall adoption event tomorrow. Please stop by Kitty City at 56 Stanley Ranch Road to visit all of our dog cats, or visit our website at www.kittycitynm.com to see all our cats and kittens, their pictures and profiles. Tomorrow, Saturday, June 1, we will have our adoption event at the White Sands Mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please come by and see our cats and kittens and dogs and puppies from Alamogordo Animal Control. All are ready for their forever home. That's tomorrow, June 1, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the White Sands Mall. We will also have other adoption events in June 15, 22, and 29 of this month. This has been this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'm Kathy Denton, and I'll be talking with you from Kitty City next week. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
2 brothers have pled guilty in federal court to charges related to a smuggling and hostage incident in New Mexico. Saul Castanera, a 41-year-old, and 40-year-old Stephen Castanera operated a smuggling stash house in Sunland Park. U.S. Border Patrol agents connected a house in Sunland Park to 2 groups of illegals that had been apprehended around January of 2023. Those illegals told officials they had been threatened in order to pay additional smuggling fees. Following the reports, Homeland Security agents surveyed the home and obtained a search warrant. Inside, they found 7 illegal migrants being held against their will, including a child. Now the 2 brothers connected to the house have pled guilty to related crimes. Stephen faces up to 10 years in prison, and Saul potentially faces life in prison. Both are being held before their sentencing hearings. Now, school may be out for summer, but protesters were back on the UNM campus after police cleared them out a few weeks ago.
We will never let you die! We will never let you die! UNM, your hands are red! UNM, your hands are red! 40,000 people!
So why did they return?
We're here today at the old encampment site, both symbolically and also to show UNM. This movement did not end when they evicted the encampment.
That's an unnamed organizer speaking with KOB.
There was a brutal invasion of Rafah, which was a Western-deemed safe space for Palestinian refugees, in which we have seen videos come out of babies that are beheaded being held out by their fathers.
Rafah was an ugly sight which saw at least 44 people, including children, killed. An attack that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called a tragic error. For organizers, the connection to what's happening in Gaza and UNM's investments are clear. They say some of the largest investments for the university are with BlackRock and Vanguard.
I don't know at what point is enough for the university to decide that it is time for divestment. It is time to pull away from the war machine.
Protesters held banners and chanted during new student orientation. Organizers say the university agreeing to disclose their investments is a step in the right direction, but ultimately they will not stop until the university divests. Communities in eastern New Mexico are cleaning up after 2 tornadoes rolled through. A massive storm dropped tennis ball-sized chunks of hail in and around Clovis. It also downed power lines and trees. The bulk of those storms hit near Cannon Air Force Base, where 2 tornadoes touched down, one of them just a mile west of the base. Portales city officials report more than half of the water wells used by the city were without power and requested the community to assist by conserving water. The power outage was due to that storm and left 25 of their 43 water wells without power. Water production was cut by nearly half of its normal production levels. Saturday and Sunday is free fishing weekend, meaning you can fish for free in New Mexico as the state celebrates Free Fishing Weekend. Now everyone must observe bag limits and all other rules and regulations. For more information, check out the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish website. And finally, end-of-school year pranks are nothing new, and that's the case here for a 17-year-old high school student at Baker High School in Baldwinsville, New York. He's been arrested after he allegedly sent a fax to school officials that appeared to be from the principal announcing he was resigning on what appeared to be official school letterhead. What tripped him up was the cover sheet. On the phone number line, the student included his own cell phone number. Now, he's been charged with second-degree criminal impersonation. Personally, I think that's a little harsh, and I think the prank is funny as hell. Weather's next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. We all know that most pets are terrified during evacuations, so please keep your pets safe inside your home so they don't escape. Don't let your dog or cat be one of millions who will escape in fear and end up dead or in animal control facilities during fire season, which will quickly overflow and start euthanizing to make space. Contact your city administration office in advance in case you have to be evacuated. Find out who's taking in families with their pets during fires. Prepare your vehicle with room for your cat and dog crates. Have your blankets, water, food for you and your pets packed, and clothing packed and ready. Have your pet crates ready by the door, and give your pets CBD or other calming medications ahead of time to make it easy to load them and evacuate with them immediately. This is an emergency message from Animal Village NM.
Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. High today, 94. Low tonight, 64. High tomorrow, 95 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today with a 20% chance of showers and storms in the afternoon hours. Mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow with isolated showers and storms in the afternoon hours. Winds will be gusting as high as 21. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 73. Low tonight, 48. High tomorrow, 74 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. Enjoy your weekend.